Welcome back to the Polaris RZR MINT400, presented by BF Goodrich Tires. For nearly a half-century, the MINT400 has held the distinction of being the roughest and most grueling off-road race in North America. The race course is located just 20 miles south of Las Vegas and stretches across 120 miles of the most inhospitable desert on the planet. Unlike most desert races, which are point-to-point, the Mint is a lap race, which adds another layer of complexity to an already challenging contest. The official MINT400 start-finish line is held at the beautiful Prim Valley Resorts, just behind Buffalo Bill's Hotel and Casino. Tens of thousands of spectators show up each year to watch the trucks rocket off the start line, door to door. This year, the racers will leave the start every 60 seconds, make their way through the infield, and then blast their way out onto the race course due east into the Mojave Desert. At race mile 12, they will enter the Joshua Tree Highway, a beautiful but tricky area of the course that features lots of switchbacks. Pit A is located 29 miles in this year and is the first opportunity for the drivers to make repairs and get fuel and tires. Right after Pit A at race mile 35 is Rockets, which is a massive dry lake bed. 56 miles in is the BF Goodrich Tires shooting range. This unforgiving section of loose rock and deep G-outs can literally make or break the competitors. At race mile 65, it's the Quarry, which is an ultra-technical stadium-style section of the race course. Then it's on to the legendary Fox Proving Grounds. This is by far one of the roughest sections of the course and is absolutely brutal on the suspensions of the vehicles. Pit B sits at race mile 72 and is the only other pit opportunity prior to reaching the main pit at the start-finish line. Shortly after Pit B is Thumpers, another great spectator area where the racers skip across a series of dangerous rolling whoops. At race mile 83, there is a massive left-hand silt turn called Chokers. After Chokers is the second dry lake bed on the course called Warp Zone. From there, the drivers make their way back to the Prim Valley start-finish area and have an opportunity to stop at the main pit for fuel, tires, and to change drivers as needed. The MINT400 race course is 125 miles long, and most of the competitors battle for 3 full laps nearing the 400-mile mark. Each of the 25 classes battle each other for first, second, and third in their group, and the top limited and unlimited racers wage war for the overall victory. 5 a.m., race day. The tension is high as the limited racers began to gear up and make their way to the start line. The Mint race course is too rough and treacherous for every class to run at the same time. So the smaller, less powerful vehicles get their chance to compete in the morning race. The limited class race spans the ultra-fast Class 10 cars all the way down to the stock Volkswagen Bugs. Casey Folks, the MINT400 director, prepared to send the teams off the start line 2 by 2 every 60 seconds. This year, 34 Class 10 cars showed up to compete, including last year's winner, number 1067 Roger Starkey, who took off next to 1071 Jason Coleman. Just behind the 10 cars sat Class 2400, a relatively new class based on a Ford production EcoBoost turbocharged motor. Number 2406 Nick Carolan looked fast right off the start line. Classes 1100, 5000, 6000, 3000, 2000, and 4400 all took off into the unforgiving Nevada desert. The blinding sun began to rise, adding yet another obstacle to the start of the race. The UTV class has become the largest class by far in desert racing, and this year, 65 came to battle. UTV World Champion Justin Lambert in the number 1918 Cognito Motorsports Polaris RZR led the pack off the start line next to 960 Ryan Laidlaw. They were followed by a familiar chase pack that included Mark Burnett, Brandon Sims, Mitch Guthrie Jr., Johnny Angle, and 8-time UTV Desert Champion Brandon Schuler. Rounding out the start of the limited class race were the vintage and stock VW classes. Many consider these racers to be the unsung heroes of the sport, as they take on the vicious Mint racecourse with only the bare minimum off-road race technology. The Desert Dingo Class 11 team, owned by Jim Graham, brought a few extra cameras to document their race, courtesy of their friends at GoPro. When we come back, the Nevada desert becomes an all-out war zone. The MINT400 is brought to you in part by UTV Inc., parts, accessories, and custom-built UTVs, and by Proline Wraps, the leader in digital graphics and vehicle wraps.